Somebody go on YouTube and see if you can see that we're live. Hey. Just do you. Just do you. Okay. Is that you, Sheree? Is that you
Almost
saying
no.
hey?
Huh? Oh, that was earlier. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
come in. I don't see us yet. You never know what's in store. But I see us now. Just do you.
Oh, sorry.
This is probably not your first time. Well, hello, hello, hello. The gang's all here.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
I'm so excited. We are
You do.
live. Hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We have a special surprise for you. We know that you did not know that we were coming on here. You did not expect to see Dr. Barbara Swinney this Tuesday afternoon, but I've got the gang all here. These are ladies who just finished the 90-day transformation lab and they are reclaiming the woman behind the story. I'm Dr. Barbara Swinney. I am an identity and leadership transformation strategist, founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global. It's actually a platform established for women in leadership to heal, lead, and leverage their stories for legacy. And these ladies have been on a 90-day journey of establishing a new legacy, untethering themselves from that old identity, and we're starting anew. And I'm excited. This is our first day back together again in 2 weeks. I miss them so much. So let's introduce ourselves. Let the people know who you are, and we're gonna get started. I want you to tell them all about your transformation and what you got during the 90-day program or the 90-day lab, and what you're doing next. Who wants to go first? Jump in there. Don't go too fast now.
I'll go first.
Thank
I
you, Dr.
am
Sims.
I am Dr. Brigetta Fowl Sims. I am a retired educator, having worked in education for 32 years, but I had an opportunity to discover me. So I'm excited after this 90-day challenge, excited about being back with the gang.
Yay.
Yay! Good stuff. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'm
I
Diana Green. Um, yes, I am. I'm in the nail shop, y'all. Anyway, but you know what? I'm a retired educator. Now I'm a part-time educator, but I had the experience of doing the 90-day transformation. I have been transformed. It is,
Yes.
I mean, even simply for me to just be on here knowing I'm live, that's not bothering me. It's just really,
Oh
it was
my God.
an amazing experience. I learned so much about myself, and it's just it was I found it a privilege, a privilege, a revelation, just to become more familiar with who I really am, and then not concerned about who people thought I was or who
Yes.
I thought I should be as it related to other people. And just to getting to know me has been, I like me, like really, I
Yay!
actually I love me. It's beautiful, and I thank
Good
you, Dr.
stuff.
Swinney, because it has been a transformation.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Wayne, you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yes, so I'm Wayma. I'm an entrepreneur and business owner of an automations company, helping businesses and individuals automate their busy work and repetitive tasks. And I am an corporate worker turned entrepreneur. And doing this 90-day challenge, it was definitely a huge transformation. It was more eye-opening than I had expected. I learned so much more about connecting with myself and really seeing myself. And I kind of saw that I had a few blind spots that were not only affecting me personally, but even affecting my business life, which was really important to me right now as a new business owner.
Hmm.
And so it was just very, very enlightening. And I'm someone who is very deep into personal growth, and like I've done all kinds of programs and therapies and all kinds of things, but this was a whole different experience. So it was amazing.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, don't give them too much. Can I ask the questions, please? Can I
Please.
ask the? Might be the nail shop. Might be the nail shop. Okay, so what were some of your biggest aha moments or
Um,
biggest revelation?
being able to
I
add
think for me,
voice.
one of my
I'm sorry.
biggest revelation was
And then we start this journey of going deeper. So, Moema, what were some of your aha moments or revelations that you got during the 90-day transformation lab?
I think one of the biggest aha moments that I had was just understanding that there are no invisible thoughts, and there, from the very beginning, that was something that really like stood out to me because I felt like I was someone who was good at putting on a show, and even
Hmm.
though I'm putting myself out there in a way that I think is acceptable or I think is approvable or is kind of
Hmm.
people pleasing, I'm not really understanding that people can tell that I don't like being here and I'm not
Yes.
doing what is authentic to me. And I'm sitting here thinking I'm, charming the pants off of everyone. And they're like, she's not really showing up like herself. And so just recognizing that I was putting on the show for who exactly? Because if nobody's buying it and I don't want to be doing it, then what am I doing? So
That's right.
yeah, so it would just help me understand how to show up really as myself more
Hmm.
authentically. And I think the other aha, not to take up too much time, was
Uh-huh.
also noticing that part of why I did that is because I was afraid to be seen and I was afraid to show up, and I was so used to hiding who I am. And so
Hmm.
understanding that that was also another blind spot where I didn't realize that I was so scared of showing up that way.
That's right, because usually the fear of visibility is tied to something. Somewhere along the way, somebody has made us shrink, and we kind of stay in that shrunken state until we again untether ourselves from that old identity and start telling ourselves a new story. So I'm so excited for all of these breakthroughs that you guys are getting. Okay, that you guys are getting. What did you discover about yourself? Like going through all of that, Diane, you talked about that little girl that you released, and you said you had been allowing her to run your life. In what ways was she showing up? What did you discover through that process?
in that process, one way I existed, because I don't use the word live, I existed with I don't do people type mentality
Mhm.
where I
Yeah.
excluded people from my life. And that was a struggle for me. So when people can't, I didn't embrace, even if I desired to, I didn't embrace people because there was a trust issue. I had,
Uh-huh.
had trouble trusting people, even if people never did anything to me. So when I allowed the little girl, when I released her, I felt like I can go in, I can be me among the
Mm-hmm.
masses. Why,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
again, like as Reem said, I don't have to shrink. I don't have to, I don't have to give excuses. I don't have to, excuse myself for being the way I am.
Right.
I embrace that, yes, you have been hurt. I embrace that, yes, you've gone through some things, but allow that hurt to help others, allow that hurt that I've experienced and my growth through it to become a tool that will help others. And I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mm-hmm.
that because as a little girl there was some hurt, I was stuck there. So
Yeah.
now I see myself like, you know what? And granted, I want everybody healed, but I don't want little girls to go through what I went through. So it's like
Mm.
let me reach them now. Let me show them how beautiful they are now. Let me
That's
show
good.
them how great and amazing they are now. So by the
That's
time they
good.
get my age, I mean, there's nothing can stop them. And I
That's
don't
good.
want I think even doing that now, because I used to regret, oh, I'm this many years old, like I'm not dead. So
That's
I
right.
can
That's right.
still do, I have a lot left to do. And I'm just really looking forward to doing it and being open and being able to speak and say,
Mm-hmm. That's good.
this is how I'm feeling. This is what, because I
That's
wasn't able
good.
to do that. But now, I can cry. If I want to cry, I'm going to cry. Like, you can't, there is no shame in the tears. And I appreciate the fact that God bottles them up. I go, oh, God, you have a lot of tears to bottle
Yeah.
up, and I thank you.
Yes.
So,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
mhm.
So I love that. I just can't stop smiling because just to see you guys, even from the 3-day to where you are now and the breakthroughs that you've gotten. I remember Wayma doing the 3-day live, didn't even come on camera until the last until the last day. Let's talk about that again, that little girl. I think that was such a powerful activity that we did with the little girl. Since you released the little girl, healing is only the first step. Awareness is the first step. Then you have to actively engage in your healing process. So now we're in the part of our journey where we're learning about how big we are. I always say that when you start this journey, you're going to find yourself feeling productive and you haven't even produced anything yet. What along the way have you found yourself having to release after releasing that little girl and understanding, oh my gosh, she's been running my life. Now you've had to step into some different shoes, developing and reconstructing your identity. What are some other things you've had to release? Dr. Sims?
I released the fear of failure.
Mm,
I went through life trying to prove myself and earn my worth, and realizing through the course that I was already worthy. I already
mm,
had a place
yes.
established from birth, from creation by God. But then walking in that and releasing the fear of, if I don't get it right, I don't have to push myself. I can be happy with where I am and enjoy the
Mm-hmm,
moments,
mm-hmm,
opposed to rushing through looking for the next point to prove it, and adding those things as not just on a belt or sword of like accomplish, everything is being
mm-hmm,
checked off, but not basking in the moments that arise and looking for how I can grow from each moment and each experience.
mm-hmm.
Releasing that has been a really good feeling. It's been empowering.
Good stuff. So, we always talked about the fact again that you have to engage in your own healing. You've got to engage in the new identity because, we've been practicing crazy for about 30, 40, 50 years. Now that we're coming into our new selves, we have to practice the new identity. So, just for the woman that may be listening and want some practical steps to engage in their own healing, what are some things that you guys would tell them to do to engage, or some of the things that you adopted or adapted during the 90 days that's become a part of your engagement process?
Identifying my emotions. When something happens, what is it? What am I feeling when I become upset?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What is it? Identify that emotion, because sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's anger, sometimes it is just not, it's uncertainty. But if
Yes.
I identify it, I can help to get to the answer and the resolve without being prolonged in a negative experience.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And that's a part of what we do when we are apply the deeper framework for reconstructing our identity. That D stands for decide. Decide what the feeling is. What is this connected to? The E is for examine. Now, where is that coming from? And the second E is for eliminate. How is this no longer serving me? And why am I holding on to it? Now, that plan of action, that's when you start walking this thing out. I'm not going to allow these thoughts to control me anymore. Again, I'm not going to allow that little girl to control me anymore.
I
Here are
just
some
reminisce,
active things that I'm
polish.
going to do to ensure that I don't keep ending up in this place. And then the last E is evaluate. Is what I'm doing working? Are my behaviors aligned with these decisions that I've made for my life? And then we're sitting here today with our results. We are experiencing the results of the work that we've done.
I'm just doing
Wayman, what are
polish.
some practical things that you would tell women to do? Don, you might Don, you might need to go on mute for just a second or whatever.
Yeah, I think similarly for me, just making it a practice to check in with myself, even when I
Mm-hmm.
am alone or when I'm with other people, and just kind of making sure that I'm checking in with that little me because she has a lot of ideas about what's going on in the world. And if I don't pay attention, then sometimes I feel like those kind of younger, immature emotions can start to take over and start to
Mm-hmm.
color my perception and color my actions, and I don't realize it. But if I take time every single day, multiple times a day to check in, then I can already kind of have a baseline of where she is. And I mean, she's just like a regular child, right? Some
That's
days she
right.
just wakes up cranky and you're like, okay, today's
Right.
a cranky day for my little girl, for
That's
my inner
right.
child. So, if you already know that off the bat, then, you can already kind of plan your day around that and understand, like, okay, I understand that today I might be seeing the world in a certain way because she
Mm-hmm.
feels some kind of way today, but, you can choose how you respond because you already have that information.
Good stuff. Now, some of these stories that we've had to tell, we've expressed the stories, and we talked about it's better you have to almost embody the story, um, accept what has happened, almost embrace what's happened, so it can basically wash over you, so that you can begin to express the story. How powerful has it been to you to share your stories? Even with yourself, even with sharing it with yourself, how has that released you?
For me, I think it is releasing me from the embarrassment of it.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm speaking it or when I've told it, it was like, you didn't do anything wrong.
That's right.
It happened to you, or things happened to you. You didn't do anything wrong. So when I was able to speak about it,
Mm-hmm.
because, because to exist, to live in a life of shame, like I'm embarrassed about things that have occurred in my life. But when
Right.
I started speaking about it, one, it wasn't as, I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I had manifested it. I made it like,
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
it it was like next door to death. And it
Yes.
wasn't. It was
Yeah.
an occurrence. It happened. It caused some damage. It was more or less like, oh, and not minimizing it. Oh, it really wasn't as big a deal as you made it, even though it was a big deal.
Yes.
But it was to take away the embarrassment, gave me some freedom. It's where I'm thinking like, okay,
That's good.
then I realized there's nothing wrong with it.
That's good. That's good. When you were saying that, I was thinking about it was big to that little girl,
Right.
but to the grown up you can handle it.
Yeah.
Through growing up in your emotions, growing up in your strategies, growing up in your
Mhm.
decisions, you can
Right.
handle it. Anybody else? How has your relationship with your story changed through this 90-day transformation?
With sharing it on the calls and when we were meeting, you initially feel like you're the only one that's ever had that experience. So you're
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ashamed. You walk around thinking everybody knows and there's something wrong with you. But to share it and hear that you aren't the only one and that there is life after the experiences that we have. And even though they did impact us, they didn't take our life. So there's
That's
still
good.
purpose, still
Mm-hmm.
purpose for us to feel the roles that we were assigned, not just the spoken roles from what we were given as our role through life, but the roles that we were created to feel and seeing that there's hope.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are you guys saying yes to now? So that we can walk in our purpose brilliantly and boldly show up. So for that woman out there who needs the transformation, may not completely understand what she's looking for, um, and she's just saying, I'm not ready yet. What would you say to the woman who she knows she needs a transformation? She knows something needs to change, but she's just saying, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to sit up here and tell these people my stories. What would you say to her?
I would say join the 3-day challenge at least to start
Mm-hmm.
because I was that person. I didn't come in expecting to have like a full-on transformation. I was like, oh, let me just see what this is about.
Yeah.
And that 3-day alone really gave me the courage and the understanding of like I do need to dig in deeper to this stuff, and I want to, because
Yes.
when you get past that and you get to see how supportive the environment is and how freeing it is to dig into some of those darker parts of yourself, you start to get a little bit, like, I don't want to say addicted, but like you get excited about digging
Yeah.
into those things and
Yeah.
Yeah.
seeing the releases and the breakthroughs that you have, but also the people in your group have.
That's good. What about you, Dr. Sims? What would you tell that woman? It might even be a woman that you know.
Trust the process.
Trust the
Don't be
process.
afraid. That there's peace in the numbers. So when
Mm.
you're saying it alone, it seems heavy. But when you're
Hmm.
with another group, they're there to help you carry the weight and to release it.
That's good. That's good. Diane,
I think for me, I'll tell
what you want to tell the nail lady sitting right there?
I tell her, see, you know what? Um, See, for me, there's a peace that comes with it. And if you want to experience the peace, I too would tell them that 3 day intention. When you did the live, that was like a
Mm-hmm.
motivating thing for me, like just
Yes.
hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and as you were talking, I would tell them, like, just, I would have them revisit your live first because you did that before the 3 day intent.
Mm-hmm.
But in hearing it, it was like, I want to be better.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
so, because once they hear that, you can't help but to want to be better.
That's right.
And then
That's
I would,
good.
suggest the intensive, the 3 day, because I think that made a difference. That made me say, you know what, I want to be better for real. So
Yeah.
I think it would be like because when you're ready, it's not going to take a lot to convince you.
That's right.
When you're
That's right.
not ready, you're gonna have to go through this process, go through the process of listening to
Mm-hmm.
things and hearing things. So I would like, I would suggest that, like, let me show you this live that I
That's
think you did
good.
like 7 days, 5 days, whatever. I don't know how
It
many, I
was
can't remember.
15, but okay.
Oh, it's 15. Oh, wow. I was on live on there a lot then.
You,
But
yes.
that made a difference, and that provoked me to think about where I was and where I
Hmm.
wanted to be.
That's
So I think
good.
that would be, you know, and then tell them that I would really.
Naima?
Yeah, because of these 90 days, I am someone who moves through the world with more confidence, with more trust in myself, and I feel like I can take on anything.
Good stuff. Woohoo! And you just did your first live, and the crowd goes
And I did it in the nail shop.
And Diane did it from the nail shop. I love it. Listen, ladies,
Yeah.
I just want to say to you, thank you so much for trusting me with your story, for trusting me to show up here every week, to get the learning that we had to go through, the challenges that we had to go through, sitting with ourselves, because oftentimes that is the problem. We just don't take the time to sit with ourselves, to examine our lives. And, an unexamined life is not worth living. And because you're going through this examination process, we're still in that process. You ladies are going on to the authorship experience. We're now looking for 10 women who are looking forward or looking to share their stories in our anthology, Deeper Women Teach anthology, continuing the healing process, because now we're turning a corner and we're not just healing ourselves. Now we are expanding our impact by helping other women heal. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on this journey with you. I'm so excited that we've connected, and I'm just honored to be a part of all of this. So if you are out there as a part of the Deeper Women community, if you are a woman looking to transform, looking to change your life, and you just don't know where to start. We have a culminating book launch so that we can show the world and get our stories out to the world and help other women heal. So thank you, ladies, for going live tonight. Celebration time. And just thank you for allowing me to be a part of your story. Again, go to deeperwomenleagueglobal.org/events and sign up for our next 3 day live intensive. All right. Tell the people bye, everybody. Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Y'all can stay on.